Oh, hi there. My name is Izzy, and this video is mostly going to be about friendships, relationships, things like that. There's no specific order. This is different for basically, this can vary for everybody, I guess. This is basically what relationships, what relationships happened to me. No, words. Sorry. I'm because I don't want to script it, but I have like bullet points, but I don't want to script it. But words. Yeah. Okay. So one of the biggest issues I have with friendships. Sorry if my webcam's super close, by the way, because this is like the perfect thing for like if I have it in the little corner or that corner right there, I guess, for streaming and stuff like that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I never really had friends growing up. I had like one or two friends, but they were just as weird as I am. And we were both basically like outcasts, just like whatever. We did our own thing. I didn't really understand him all that well, and he was very kind though. But something I have an issue with when it comes to making friends basically nowadays because the internet helps me become a lot more social, and even then it's a little difficult, but basically being used, taken advantage of, it kind of pushes me away from wanting to make new friends sometimes. My face is super dry. I don't know how that's possible here. But that did not go along with what I was just saying. I'm sorry, I derailed that completely. But yeah, people tend to basically take advantage of me as a person, I guess. I don't understand how. When people point it out and they say all this stuff, I guess logically it can make sense because they do it for emotional reasons apparently, which I'm not entirely sure I understand. I still don't, and a lot of the times when it does happen, other people will see it, but I don't, and either it pushes other people away or something like that because they associate me with like a bad person or something, and when generally like all I try to do is help my friends, I don't know, it's confusing, I guess. But yeah, I guess one example would be like one of my friends that I met online on a game would kind of liked this one person. It's long story, it was weird. Basically was severely depressed, and I don't like my friends being depressed. I don't like my friends being sad or anything like that. So I was trying to help, and and stuff like that. And so basically he ended up manipulating me for emotional support in a way. I still don't fully understand how, but next thing I know, everybody that we had mutual friends, all of our mutual friends were extremely mad at me, and they pushed me away, and I lost basically all my friends that day, which was very confusing and very bad day. I broke down in tears a lot, and yeah. But luckily, a lot of them after everything that happened, they basically understood like I was only trying to help a friend and things like that. So they basically said sorry. They didn't really end up pushing him away or something. There are still people that hold grudges against me for things that happened, even though I was just trying to help somebody. So I hope my webcam's actually recording. I see my stuff refreshing. I might use my phone for future just in case. So that's basically one of the issues that I have with friendships and relationships, is just being used, taken advantage of, things like that. I've been in relationships before. There was one that was very toxic for me, but I guess I didn't really see it at the time. She was manic. I think manic bipolar, manic depressed, stuff like that. And she would only really talk to me if she needed somebody to talk to. Like it was very one-sided, if that makes sense. Like I do like contact, I do like intimacy. I'm gonna get down to that in a tiny bit. I show it in a different way than others, I guess. I don't do like flowers or anything like that. I don't understand the appeal. The flowers are just gonna die. Anyway, so I would end up getting pushed aside and she would only come to me if she needed help or something like that. And it's just like, I didn't see it at the time. I generally don't see these things, and a lot of my friends had to be like, "Oh, this is what's happening. You really need to either tell her to step up or leave." But the first option, not so well. I'm very bad with confrontation. So I basically have like other people to try and help me put into words, and then I basically say what, if it makes sense logically. I get very emotional actually, but I try not to because it clouds my judgment because I don't fully understand my own emotions, which is another thing, by the way. But so basically, yeah, pushed aside, only talked to for venting. I hope, is my webcam picking that up? My dog's just drinking water back there. He's adorable, but he's a jerk. He's a jerk to my cat. My cat's staring at him. He's probably planning his assassination or something. Not really. That's a joke, I think. I don't know. All I know is my cat had enough of him one day and just like swatted him, and the dog's like, "Nope, not taking any of this." Sorry, off topic again. So yeah, that was... So basically the first two bullet points I just went through. Use, taken advantage of. X's puts me aside. Only used for venting. I guess that would go along the lines of the first one, so I guess that's just one so far. Another one of them is unsure how to fit in. And that's I'm gonna put arrows so that way I know. Unsure how to fit in. This one is very weird because I had this issue in school. I have this issue in school and overall, I guess. Even in my games like Blade and Soul, I love everybody that I talk to there, and they're all super cool and nice people. It's just sometimes there's too many people talking at once, or I don't know how to join the conversation, so it's a bit confusing. And when I do attempt, people tend to look at me like I'm an idiot, I guess. They're probably not wrong, but I'm trying to keep it lighthearted, I guess. I don't know. No, that was one I just did. I don't know. But that's how it was in school. Even if it's topics that I know about, like, say I have two best friends, or I had one best friend who was autistic, and I would hang out with him basically. I would hang out with him a lot, and it was okay. Like, one-on-one contact is generally easy. Not as easy in person, but it's easier online than... I have more online friends. I don't have any in real life friends anymore, but yeah. Anyway, he would have a friend over who was a lot like us. They would talk about stuff that we like to play, like Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon, stuff like that. It's just... I don't know. If there's like more than one person, I feel lost, unsure how to fit in. Like one of my best friends, his name is Mike. I haven't talked to him in forever though. He was basically the type of best friend that would come over like every single weekend, and we would always play games together and just do stupid things together. He introduced me to one of his friends, Joey, who is a very, very cool and awesome person, and I miss talking to him. But he's a really good friend too. So I had them both over at my house once, and I think we were playing Mario Kart. They were like sitting in front near the TV, and I'm just sitting in the back because they're just like talking about. It's weird because they're talking about the game and like stuff that I know, but at the same time, it feels like I don't know. I don't know how to join in, and they tried, and they tried to help pull me in, and that's good. But it was the same thing in school. I was always by myself, generally just listening to music. I usually listen to very calming music. I think at the time it was a lot of German Celtic music, like Fawn, things like that. And one of the kids was like, "Hey, do you like anime?" And it's just like, "Yeah, sometimes." And it's like, "Do you like games?" And it's just like, "Yes, a lot." And then they're like, "Oh, you're joining my group," and it's just like, okay. So I just migrated from my corner that I would generally sit in, wait for class, and then just go home because I don't socialize, to their group in a corner, not socializing with them, just kind of watching them confused. I don't know how to explain it. So fitting in does make making friends. Is that proper? I don't know. Fitting in makes making friends difficult. I don't know if that's proper, but that's one of the things. This is going to be a little longer video because I have different bullet points, and I guess I'll have like timestamps, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. I tend to do things at different paces also. Like, a lot of my time, if you look at Discord or Steam, it says like I have all these hours on like a game or something like that. Most of the time, I'm tabbed out and not paying attention to the game because there's generally too much going on that I need to take frequent breaks. I play at super weird paces, which kind of make people not want to play with me because I don't know how to explain it. And so I basically just tab out, do things like literally just, I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. I look at a lot of pictures of bunnies. Bunnies are freaking adorable. I have a tab on my Discord dedicated to them. And yeah. I guess if you want to see the tab or my friend or something, just let me know and I'll send you the invite. I don't know. But yeah, doing things at slower paces generally makes keeping friends a little difficult because they tend to just not want to talk to you or play with you or anything like that anymore because they want to do things at their own pace that other people can keep up, whereas I'm just behind. Another very big thing is people putting meaning to things that I say that aren't necessarily there or there at all, because unless I'm shy, I say exactly what I mean. I mean, I am shy, but if I tell you straight up what I mean, then there's no extra meaning there. You don't need to put extra meaning there, and people tend to do that. And I don't understand why they put extra meaning into things like that and then start yelling at me and getting super angry at me and not being my friend anymore and stuff like that. And it's very confusing. I was in a relationship where that happened all the time, and that was very bad. I finally understood what was happening, and it's just like, yeah, I should probably not do this. Like, I tried to explain that I don't do that. When I'm shy, I guess it's obvious. I don't know. According to my friends, it's very obvious when I get shy. But when I actually mean something, like if I'm shy, I still try to get the meaning across if I can. But if I can't, then I don't, but oh no, I looked at him. So he is ancient, by the way. He is like he's a 12-year-old basset hound. He's going senile, and he is an old boy. Yeah, people putting meanings. I swear, if he starts whining right now, please don't, Clyde. Please don't. No, Clyde, you're a good boy. Shh, come here. So he has like mega separation anxiety. Apparently, that's common in older dogs, and I'm thinking about like I want to get like one of those things that compress and hug his abdomen to make it feel like he has constant pressure and like somebody petting him and stuff, because that makes him happy. Awkward angle because I'm petting the dog so he doesn't whine. So I can continue this. Okay. People putting meaning that isn't there, such as like say for instance, if I say I miss somebody and I will make a joke sometimes to try and lighten it for me, the other person, stuff like that. And they end up taking it completely wrong, things like that. Happened very recently once, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Well, to me, from what it seemed, it kept getting worse and worse because there was all this stuff and I didn't know what was happening, and I felt like a failure, and I started losing control and crying a lot and stuff like that. So, yeah. When people find out that I have autism or anything like that, they instantly start comparing me to other people, which isn't always a good thing, I guess. It's basically how it goes. It's like, oh, you seem fine, you seem normal, things like that. And it's just like, okay, I understand. It's a compliment, thank you. But then they tend to get upset if you start having issues or anything like that, because I have troubles going out in public by myself, and as I said, I do things at weird paces. I get overstimulated very, very easily. Emotionally, sound and sight. One reason why I don't drive, because the sight I constantly have to look down if I'm in the car, and that's not safe. Clyde, I'm gonna push you outside. Shush. Okay, I'm massaging him now. He's happy. Hold on 1 second. It's the boy Clyde. There we go. He's like falling over right now. I want to move my webcam, but it's at a good spot, and I don't want to actually move it. But I want to show. I'm going to stop petting him, and he's going to start whining. Here, come to my foot. I will. So he's weird if you put your foot on him or something like that. It's just like, yay, attention. Okay. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to update that. But people comparing me to others again, and then getting mad because it's just like, hey, you look so normal, but you're having these issues, and it's just like, it makes no sense to them, because to them I look normal and I seem normal. Okay, I didn't even see her coming on the webcam except for around the corner. I was weird. Clyde, stop knocking stuff over. You're knocking over my water bottles. Go. Oh, dear Lord. I don't want to edit these out. I'm sorry. Again, I'm putting timestamps. That'll be in the comments or the description. So I think I basically covered people comparing me to other autistic people, saying I look normal, things like that, and then getting upset because I have issues. Logically, that makes no sense. If you tell them you're autistic, you're going to have issues in some form or another. And they can't necessarily get upset at you for that just because you seem normal. This is one thing I said a little earlier. Basically, understanding my own emotion. So I feel a lot of emotion, and sometimes I feel too much emotion, and I really don't like that because understanding my own emotion is difficult. I try to basically apply logic to my emotion when things just don't feel like they fit. Like, why do I feel this way? And I try to apply the logic, and I don't know. According to I saw a psychologist recently, and he basically said emotions have their own kind of logic, not the kind of logic that I have, that we have, I guess. And trying to apply it there, it doesn't really work. It's a very fine line or something like that. I can't honestly remember but understanding my own emotions makes things a little difficult, because if I know I like someone, I know I like someone, but it's the more, I guess, complex emotions, and it's just like I don't know how to handle it. I don't, I guess it goes along with being social. I don't know. If I do think more on that, I might make a second video to explain that better, because I don't know. So I'm moving on to the next one. Sorry, I have bullet points, and I'm gonna keep up with them, even though I'm doing them at my own pace. That makes no sense. Okay. So as I said, a lot of my friends are online. Most of my relationships have actually been online as well. Right? There we go. I guess online works a lot better because they don't expect you to be as like intimate in person, even though I kind of like show that's kind of like, because I do like online role playing and stuff like that. Here, I can put up text. I'll do that. Explain it a lot better. I like OBS for this reason. I'll be like shit, like sorry, stuff like that in the corner right there. Yeah, okay, get rid of that. Okay, and it's a lot easier online. In person, I am okay with hugs, very tight hugs. I don't like light touch. I end up flinching a lot and trying to stay away because I don't know, I just don't like it. But another issue I have, it's like I tend not to know when to talk to somebody, or how much is too much, how much is not enough. So I end up hiding and not talking to them at all unless they talk to me first, and then because it's a very confusing thing. I don't understand why it happens. It's not that I forget the person. I do generally think about my friends all the time, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just like I want to talk to them, but at the same time I either forget or just something like that. I don't know. Okay, with this one. With dating, I can be intimate. I do it in my own way. Like, I hug. I will hug and stuff like that in person as well. Because putting emotions into words, I'm gonna put a thing there. Putting emotions into words is a little difficult. Okay, by a little difficult, I mean super difficult. I don't know. I don't understand. As I said, I don't understand things like getting somebody flowers, something like that, making them a card or anything, because just like, one, flowers will die. Two, the cards will probably just be thrown away eventually anyway, because that's at least what happens in this house. They collect the dust and then they get thrown away after so many years, and it's just like, why even make it when you can hug the person, spend time with them, and show them that you care about them like that, rather than, I don't want to say mediocre gifts. That's not the word that's not even the word. I don't know the word, actually. I can't. I don't know. My brain's freezing on this. But yeah, there's like all these different ways that people show affection for each other, and it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I probably won't do hand holding at all. I mean, I've tried. Sometimes, yes, I guess. But a lot of times it's just like your hands will get sweaty, and it's just like, why? Why are you doing this? But yeah, basically the way I show affection for somebody is I try to, hug a lot and stuff like that, because they can say all this like mushy stuff, and it's just like, okay. And I try to sometimes, and I don't know how well it works actually. Given my track record with relationships, no, it's not so good. So this one I guess would be more along the lines of keeping friendships. One-on-one relationships, friendships, relationships are generally easy. It's not too bad, I guess. But this one is one reason why it's hard to make and keep friends. It's socializing. Socializing is extremely exhausting. I'm probably wording everything wrong right now. Oh no. I'm thinking back to like everything I said, and I feel like I'm wording absolutely everything wrong. Anyway, socializing is draining. I really actually enjoy socializing and making friends, but even online, it's like, lately I've been forcing myself a lot to socialize with people, and the aftermath of it is extremely tiring. I get extremely angry, things like that, and just certain things throw me over the edge more than usual, like certain textures and stuff like that. And so people end up thinking it's like, oh, you don't want to be my friend because you don't talk to me that much, and it's just like, that's not the case. It's just I'm bad at it. Typing is a lot easier, but even then, it's like, I don't know. I tend to focus on whatever I'm doing, which is a thing later. Like, I'm at, bear with me here, I'm at 1, 2, 3. I have 3 more bullet points left. It's this side. I forgot it's mirrored. 3 more bullet points left after this, so. But yeah, I can't exactly handle much socializing very well. The dog's about to start barking. No? Okay. It is fun to socialize, but as I said, it's exhausting. It's basically the equivalent of going grocery shopping, where I will go grocery shopping or something like that for about maybe an hour, and then the second I get home, just crash in bed and pass out for like 4 to 5 hours. I don't know why. Like, that's literally just grocery shopping for me. Like, we go for about an hour, less than an hour, and I'm out for the rest of the day completely. But socializing often is not a thing I do, so that makes it difficult to keep friends. Subtle hints like social cues, beating around the bush, whatever you want to call it. Basically, people tend to do this all the time, and I don't understand why. If you're thinking something, just say it. Don't. I mean, it's okay. I understand if you're shy, stuff like that, but don't. Basically, like, I don't know. Don't try to use subtle hints, because that doesn't work. I have friends that try to do stuff like that all the time, and they end up getting extremely mad at me when I don't understand. I have one friend who would be upset, I guess, never explain why, or never explain that they were upset, and I would have no idea until we end up screaming at each other, basically. And it's very, very weird. We have gotten a bit better at that, though, so that's good at least. But basically, if there's something you want to say, don't be afraid to say it, because odds are, if you're angry and you're hinting at you're angry or something like that, I'm probably not going to notice. Unless you're already screaming at me, then I'm going to know you're angry, but I'm probably going to be like, why are you angry? What did I do? Things like that. Because that happens a lot. One thing, everything's fine, and next thing you know, they start screaming at me, and I have no idea why, and it's just confusing and terrifying. It's the same thing when they're sad, or things like that. It's like, they'll be fine, but next thing you know, they're sad, and it's just like, I don't understand why. And then you try to use logic because, you know, if you actually know the reason why they're sad, you know, things like that, you can use logic to fix it. At least with me. Other people, it doesn't work so well, and then they end up getting angry and more sad at you, and then it's not talk to you and not be your friends anymore. Same thing with relationships. That happens all the time. I don't get it. It's weird. Was that two separate things in one? I don't even know. I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to pay attention, but at the same time, my brain just... No, I'm looking in my background now, because there's all that stuff. Okay. Hyper-focusing causes me to lose friends and relationships. They end up getting extremely mad. It's just like, why aren't you paying attention to me? And stuff like that. It's like, it's not that I don't care about the person, it's just, when I focus on something, I am super focused. Like, if I play Counter-Strike, generally I have to, like, mute everybody because I rely on my own reality, I guess, my own sounds, what I hear. And that helps me a lot better than relying on what other people say and think, I guess. Because it's just like, I think he's over there. It's just like, don't say anything if you think it. I'll know it if I know it. You know, things like that. Anyway. Sorry, got a little off topic again there, because derp. But, I basically hyper-focus on things, drown out everything around me. And it's not that I don't care about, as I said, it's not that I don't care about the person. I do care about my friends. I do care about the people I'm with, if I was with anybody. That's honestly, for me, I can probably say that I am gonna be alone, but I'm okay with that. I'm most likely gonna be old, alone, you know, things like that. But I'm okay with that. I know happiness is basically within myself rather than the world around me. That's a very Buddhist thing, though, isn't it? Anyway, but yeah, I get lost in people, and people are just like, hey, you don't talk to me, or you haven't said anything to me in like 2 hours. Do you not care about me? And stop being selfish, you know, things like that. And it's just like, I don't mean to. I don't know. What do you want her? Yes, you're a cool cat. What a super white cat. I don't know, have I showed him? Just... Get it. He's purring. I was holding him awkwardly and he was purring. He's a good cat. He really is. Like, you could fly him around like Superman and he purrs like, yeah, attention. He really loves attention. He's very strange for a cat. When I first saw him in the shelter, I pointed at him and he actually came up to me and he was a little kitten. It's just like, yep, this is the cat I'm getting. He's pretty cool. So basically, yeah, hyper-focusing causes mostly relationships to fail. Friendships, not so much, but relationships, I guess. So this video, is overall just friendships and relationships. I just want to say that again because I know I keep like flip-flopping and it's probably very confusing and weird. I guess the last thing I have an issue with friendship and relationships and stuff with, this one is a little weird and a little not, I guess, with the list as usual, but I guess kind of for a lot of my friends. People tend to patronize me, and I don't understand why. Like, if they mean well, it's okay, but I guess, like, try to not. That causes me to not want to be their friend, if that makes sense, basically. They get a lot of things make me not want to be people's friends because I mostly just don't understand people sometimes. A lot of the time, actually. Most of the time. But, yeah. Like, even when I play games, like, in Blade and Soul, like, in my raids and stuff, like, I do what I do. I love hearing everybody have fun, stuff like that. It's just I don't know how to join in the conversation because generally they talk about things that aren't Blade and Soul and like other stuff, and it's just like herp and derp. And if I do try to join the conversation, I either seem like an idiot or an asshole. So yeah. But yeah, people tend to patronize me, and I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think anybody is actually. If they do mean well though, and they're like, oh, they see you as like this innocent little being, which I totally have. Look, yeah. That was sarcasm. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into the rest of that topic actually because that's a little. I'm already weird enough. I'm not getting into that. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that's the list. Sorry for the super freaking long video. I'll try to put timestamps down. So yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, and goodbye, I guess. And if there's anything I forgot to cover, or questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to ask me. Send me a message on Twitter, tweet at me in general, leave a comment, anything like that, and I will answer the question, I guess. And if it's a very in-depth question, I guess I'll make another video so other people can see it a lot easier. Basically like friendships and relationships part 2. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't eaten. I woke up about 40 minutes ago? So yeah, if I didn't do this, I wasn't gonna do it. Goodbye.